Hello, Game of Thrones fans, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Lady Firesnow. Welcome to all my new subscribers. I think we have probably about 30 new subscribers in the last month since Con of Thrones. And I'm here today with Quaithe Theories. Say hello, Quaithe.
Hi, everybody.
She was my partner in crime, along with a good friend named Lori and baby Firesnow, who joined us at the Con of Thrones this year. And we actually went from Nashville to Florida and then came home. And last week was my first week back at work, and it was totally crazy. So I haven't been able to really post anything yet for the Con of Thrones experience. So we thought that we would do a quick live stream tonight. Just to kind of talk about our experience. So
it was my first time.
It was Quaithe's first time.
Yes.
It was my second time, and those of you who've been with us for a while know that. And so we just wanted to kind of give you guys an update of what it was like. We weren't able to do any live streams, at least on YouTube, because I'm still 53 to 60 subscribers away from 1,000. So if you're watching this and you have not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, because we are literally counting down the number of subscribers before we get to the point where we can actually walk around with our phones and live stream in an experience like an event, like Con of Thrones. So I'm going to see if I can pull up the live stream. I'm pretty sure we will give everybody a few minutes to kind of hopefully start joining us. So I'm going to do that first. Is there anything you want to say, Quaithe, while I'm doing that?
Well, I really enjoyed my first Con of Thrones, and I really didn't know that this was just the third year. I thought it had been going on for a while.
That was actually new information for me as well. So, yeah.
And I can see some things that can be adjusted, I can see that. But we'd like to hear what you guys think. What was your experience like? And what are your pros and cons about it? Like, what do you think that they can get the kinks out, and work on to be better? I have a few, being, the first time going. I think the contest could be a little different. I don't know, that's for one. What else was there? Maybe the cosplayers.
Yeah, we have a lot to contribute to the cosplay type experience, being that this is my second year as a cosplayer, and this was Quaithe's first year, and just observing some of the things. And again, this was only their third year. They're still trying to figure out how to make all this stuff work.
And I'm so
it was a great experience. It really, really was. I just want to give a shout out to Sincerely Sicilian. Thank you for joining us. Hello. She says hi to you too, Quaithe.
Wow.
So we're glad to have you with us. So Sincerely Sicilian, I don't think you were able to go, were you? I think she might have missed it. I think we saw some of your messaging prior, and that you might have not got to go. So you might enjoy some of our conversation today. But I felt like I was prepared this year. Last year, I tried to do everything, and it's like impossible as a cosplayer to actually do everything, especially on contest day.
Yes. Right?
So Friday is a good day that you can just wear whatever costume. It's not as big of a deal. You can actually go to most of all of the panels. You can experience them and get to enjoy them. But when Saturday comes around, the whole idea of getting dressed up is to be there to take pictures. It's to be there to experience it with other cosplayers, to see for other people coming up to you and want to take pictures. And by the way, if you go to a con and you don't realize it, we love that. Yeah. We spend a lot of time making the costumes, and we want you to come up and say, hey, I love your costume. Can I take a picture with you? We love that. Yeah. So we encourage you to do that in the future if you are a non-cosplayer, but you admire the cosplay. And a lot of people I noticed would say, like, I'm so sorry, I don't want to bother you. And I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
Ask anytime.
Right.
You
get dressed up, be prepared to get attention. Be prepared to get attention.
Right. Why get dressed up? Yeah, don't get dressed up if you don't want the attention, right?
Yes. But I mean, I didn't realize though that we would be so involved with the Con of Thrones. Like, we were part of that. The cosplayers are. and you're being pulled here and there, missing some of the panels. You're right, which is interesting. It was kind of fun, even in the parade. I didn't expect to get on stage being in the parade. That was different. I was like not prepared for that at all.
They don't do a lot of explaining, and I think they don't do that because from my experience, it's been different from year to year.
Okay, yeah.
So they're still, trying to figure out what works best, I think. And I'm hoping that they're going to continue.
It was very fun.
I hope
people can act out and do their thing. That was fun.
I think people were really expecting to be like, well, hopefully next year, so I think with the prequel coming, I think it's a very strong possibility that they're going to continue doing Con of Thrones.
I think so too. I did not know. I was doing some research on the prequel, and I know this is George R. R. Martin's thing, but I didn't know that D&D were also going to be a little bit involved in it. I was doing some reading, and they are.
Yeah.
So
they are involved. They're not like the showrunners. They're not like in charge of everything like they were the first one. But they are definitely involved in the production side. Yeah. They are definitely involved. Sincerely made a comment. She says, "No, I didn't make it. I would have loved to made it. We would have loved for you to have been there too." Sincerely, Cillian. And she said she'll be right back. So she must be going somewhere and coming right back. So that's cool, no problem. So, but yeah, I think that was that it's the Saturday. It's the Saturday when they have the parade. Those of you who don't know what that Saturday is like, if you were going to just go to one day and you wanted to get a full experience, you should go on a Saturday, because that would be the day that you're going to see the most people there. The biggest star is going to be there that day, and you have a very strong chance of running into them because they don't necessarily walk around with the crowd, but they are definitely involved.
Yes.
They're very involved. We'll talk about the Jaime experience because I know that was a big thing. That was a big thing. So we'll get to that before we finish up today. And we may do another live stream tomorrow. So anyone who didn't catch this live, and you might want to try to catch us tomorrow, we're going to try really hard to do another live stream right around 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. That'd be 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And I think is it Western Standard Time? Is that California, that direction? That would be 11 o'clock. They're earlier. They would be earlier. So we're in the Central. So we are noon, 12 o'clock. Yeah, we will try to continue then tomorrow if we don't get to everything. Right. But definitely being able to talk about the Jaime and experience, I think, was important. But again, back to Saturday. It's, you have to get there by 10 o'clock in the morning or 11 o'clock, depending on the event, but get signed in and registered. They pick out so many, finalists, and then they want to see you one-on-one with all the finalists. And it took 2 hours. I was near the end, but still only with 25 finalists. It took us over 2 hours just to sit in a room to be seen by the judge.
Right.
So I definitely didn't get to see some of the things I wanted to, but I was prepared for that. I was definitely prepared. But I think most people who hadn't been through it were not.
It was helpful having a friend that was not in the cosplay, because she was able to take pictures, get us food, get us water, because you are non-stop.
Yeah, we never get to eat.
No. And I think a lot of people, when you go backstage, everybody was like
that. Everybody was trying to eat some food before they were going to go on stage, and that's the finalists anyway. And then there's kind of a non-announced kind of like everybody's like, hey, we're going to take pictures, pass it on to the cosplayers, and nobody really knows it's going to happen yet. And I'm pretty sure because it's all what do you call it? No, I think it's sponsored. Like I think somebody comes in and says, I'll take pictures, and they don't really know for sure, so it's hard to schedule it.
Yeah.
So hands down to the person who has to deal with all of that, definitely, because I know that's difficult. Organizing that, and then getting everybody together, and then in the same spot and taking the pictures. It felt like, even though there was a lot more people at this Con of Thrones than the one in Dallas, it felt like that picture session was a little more prepared, because what I noticed that was different was that we all were seen by the judges, even if you weren't a finalist, and they told everybody when to come to the picture session. Yes. Which was like at 3:00
yes.
that afternoon.
Yes.
And so more people actually arrived at the picture. So if you go back and you look at the big group of cosplay from last year, it looked like there was more cosplayers and more people. But in reality, it was the opposite.
Yes.
There was actually more cosplayers, but nobody was telling them to be at the picture spot like the year before, because it was two different people doing that.
It was a little bit more organized this year.
Yeah, I would say some things were more organized and other things were a little less.
Yeah.
But again, that's just experimenting. They're trying to figure out what works.
Yeah.
And so, but I love being part of the pictures and being in the big groups and doing all
fun, and meeting people
while you're waiting to take your picture.
That was so fun.
It really, really was. I think that's the funnest part of Con of Thrones is that you get to, everybody there is so into what we're into, and being able to have those conversations with them and being like, ooh, let me look at your costume. Oh, what are you? Oh, I know what you are, and being able to see some of the big book characters.
Yes.
That was fun,
right? That was really fun.
That was really fun. That was really, really fun. Being able to see Blood Raven and just, there were some really creative ones. I saw the actual Raven walking around giving messages.
Oh, you got one.
I got one. Yes, I did. I got one.
That was really cool.
Yeah, I got one. I don't know what I did with it. I did get this, but I don't think my amulet's not in here.
Yeah.
I've put that stuff away. I did get the special letters. They gave out these special letters with the actual seal. And I don't know where mine is. Is it not right there is it not right there? I think it's this right here.
Yeah.
Is it this one? Yes. So I actually did get a special letter.
Somebody was doing that.
Only about 8 of these, were given out.
Yes. We don't know who it was and what
right? It was some guy was walking around and he was looking at the costume and he was like, did you make this? And did you make that one too? Okay, you definitely deserve this. And he gave it to me. So that was really cool. So even though I didn't place in the contest, I still got recognized, which was nice. And it says, Daenerys Targaryen, Mother of Dragons, Breaker of Chains, the Unburnt, first of her name, Queen of Marine, the Andals and the First Men, and the Protector of the Realm, wishes to extend her commendations of exceptional quality of your cosplay at this year's Con of Thrones with this letter. She hopes to see you return with just as much, is it vigor? Did I say that right? In the coming years, and wishes you well on your many journeys. Transcribed by Maester Tarley, signed, and then it's actually a signature from Amelia Clark. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. That was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool. So definitely something that I'll keep. So and have for years to come. So that was really fun. That was really neat. So what do you think, Quaithe? What is your overall cosplay experience? What else would you want to talk about cosplay itself?
It was really fun. I liked it. I liked meeting people from all over the world. And people that travel. It's amazing. From
everywhere, from the UK.
From the UK, yeah. And just everyone comparing their costumes. But also doing theory talks. People are still have their ideas, and that was really fun. Meeting people, and then somebody interviewed us. I'm not sure who it was. Do you remember who it was?
Oh, she was from Scotland.
Yes,
she was from Scotland. It was something corner. Is it Carrie's corner or Karen's corner?
We have to look it up. Yeah, we have.
She's featured on Emma's channel from Secrets of the Citadel. So if you're not sure I'm talking about, I think it's Karen's Corner or something of that nature. She's from Scotland. That was fun.
She was interviewing people for her site.
Yes.
And asking, so that was really fun.
Yeah, she was like, from Scotland. I'm interviewing people, the Con of Thrones experience. Probably not many people could come from Scotland, and so she was kind of like letting her followers see what the experience was like. And that's kind of how I felt last year. I felt like I was showing people what the experience was like.
Yes.
And I thought that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
I really enjoyed meeting a lot of the panel judges who are, I really like, that was really fun. to my surprise, they were very open and talkative, and if you wanted your picture taken with them, they did. So I was impressed with that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was just friendly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about the extras.
The panel judges who have
the panels.
They have their own.
They have their own channels.
Yes.
Yes. I definitely got to see because Geek, she was there, and she was very willing, like she was the year before, to take a picture.
Yeah.
There was Indie Geek, which is Robert from Indie Geek. We finally got to meet face to face. So that was really cool.
Yeah.
And hang out.
That was really fun.
And hang out.
We did not expect that.
No, with Kyle from Azora Hype, and Emma from Secrets of the Citadel.
Yeah.
And Carol, she's like the secret woman who gets stuff done. Like, I've seen her. I know who she is.
She was great.
But she was like, I'm nobody. And I'm like, yes, you are, Carol. I know you're somebody because I see you all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got to
yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah, we did. It was a lot of fun. We really got to hang out with them and just spend an evening hanging out.
And talking to them and just going over when is the whole thing is to talk about theories and what you thought about Game of Thrones. And some people were willing to talk about it, and other people were like, I'm just here to have fun. But I like that. I like, what else do you do is talk about your ideas and share. Yeah.
The panels are like that too, though.
Yes.
I feel like they're very they're informative, but then they want replies from people.
Yeah.
They're like ready to answer your question when you raise your hand.
Yeah.
And I think that mutual respect that goes on at the con is very inviting. Were you surprised by the comfort level?
I was.
Because I know you were a little nervous.
I was very nervous. Yes. And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know. There's people that are, hardcore really into this, and, you don't want to offend them by not knowing as much as they know.
Right.
But no, I felt people were very.
It's like, if you don't know, let me explain it to you. They were totally good about that.
Yes. Even the book, because people are into the books, which is a little different, of course, from the TV series.
Right.
So it was really interesting because there was girls with the lion heads.
Yes.
I did not know what that was.
Oh, and I'll explain what that was. I will definitely do that. I want to say, sincerely, Cecilian is back. Thank you for joining us again. She says, love Val. That's from Because Geek. That's her name, Val.
Okay, yeah.
Love Roberts. That's from Indie Geek. And love Kyle from Azora Hype. They were really cool, down-to-earth people. Let me tell you. It's what you see is what you get on the YouTube. They're totally like that. They really are. It was fun to hang out with them. So, so you were talking about the lion head.
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay, so what it was is they were dressed as Dany in her Dothraki outfit.
Right.
And they tended to have more beading and stuff on. And then they had this big, white lion head, and they would wear it on top of their head. And there was a couple of cosplayers, one of them being Queen Esla. I don't know if you know Queen Esla. She's very well known in the community, and I loved actually getting to hang with her a little bit this time, with both her and her partner in crime. Both of them are very cool. But there was two different people who had that costume, which is very unusual. So let me explain what it is very quickly. In the books, Khal Drogo kills a lion, and I can't remember if he dies shortly after that. I can't remember exactly.
His smell is on the
lion.
His
smell is on the lion, and the head was his trophy.
She's traumatized.
So when she loses Khal Drogo, which from what I understand is way different in the books than it is in the show. So please excuse me for not knowing how he dies in the books. But she's so traumatized from losing him that she carries the head around with her because it smells like him, and she even wears it on her head.
A little bit of the madness coming through already there.
Yeah, you see a little bit more of the madness, right? I feel like the books will does a better job of leading to the Mad Queen, and there'll be a larger gap of progression to that stage.
If George R. R. Martin's going that direction.
Oh, I'm
pretty
certain that he is.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain. I think the only hiccup in season 8 was that everything happened too fast.
Yeah.
And people were a little bit like, what?
Yeah.
Like they were not, I know that things are supposed to be shocking, but they're not supposed to be
too far off.
Yes. Too
the
quick.
Path.
So off the path. It's like out in left field. So yeah.
So that's what that was, the line.
Yes,
yeah.
That's what the line was.
Yeah.
That's what the line was about. And it was they were very cool.
Yeah, because I kind of did
cool.
the same thing. I kind of went off of a drawing from a character in the book of Quaithe. I didn't really do the traditional
Quaithe.
Yes.
Yes,
costume.
And I will be sure to, this next week, I will be sure to post something of Con of Thrones, even if it's just a picture video. I have some video, and then I have some pictures, so I will at least do the picture video that will show you the original Quaithe next to Quaithe Theories.
She did a phenomenal job.
Yes.
She painted the hexagons on her costume. She did great.
Because you can't just find that
she
anywhere.
wore the mask the whole time.
Oh, yeah, and that thing is so claustrophobic.
That's why I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I had to come up with something different to where it was still Quaithe-ish, but I just could not walk around with.
You had a lot more. There was a Divine Dolls cartoon character, Quaithe. But I think it was your Quaithe was a lot closer to what book Quaithe is described as.
Someone said I looked like one of the characters from the book, and I cannot remember what
and when he said it, I knew he was talking about, but at this moment, I can't remember. So maybe when they see your pictures, they can let us know what you think.
Yeah, that character of the drawing might be based off of who he said, and I don't even know that.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, it was fun though. Anyway, I know a lot of people were like, "Who is she? What is she? And why is she dressed like that?"
Right.
But, just thinking outside of the box and being creative.
Oh, I think there was a lot of people that were drawn to you because you were mysterious, which is the whole point of being Quaithe anyway.
Yeah, and I wasn't going to join the contest, and the judge came up and was asking me questions, and after she saw everything on she said, "You need to go register. You need to sign up.
You need to go sign up."
Yeah, and because I was like, no.
I kept telling you that.
I did not even, but she was really nice, really fun. I didn't get that far, but I did the parade, which you still get on stage with. I did not know that.
Yeah.
So that was exciting.
Yeah.
And then meeting people, because everybody was in the same boat. Nobody knew what was going to happen from one moment to the next, which was exciting and, kind of scary at the same time.
Well, I think if more people knew, they might actually not sign up.
I know. That's so true.
Forget it. I'm not doing this.
Yeah. You're going to make us do what?
Yeah. Yeah. Like maybe they do some of that mystery just to kind of keep you on your toes.
I think that was fun because the people got up there and got to get into their characters, and they did such a good job with doing that.
It's like all of a sudden you're in the pressure of, I'm about to get on stage in 10 minutes and I better figure out what I'm going to do.
Yeah. It was really neat. The Aquaman that did his character.
Yes.
Came back the next day as Aquaman. That was really fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like, oh gosh, I wish I knew his name. I think it's called the True,
I can't remember.
Drogo or something like that. He's called the True Drogo or something of that nature.
Just very fun, and the Children of the Forest Girl was everybody just acting it out, and some people even speaking Valerian like you. That was so neat.
There was someone else who spoke Valerian on stage.
2 or 3. It's getting really.
It's starting to get popular.
Pretty soon, everyone's going to sit in the circle speaking that.
Right, speaking the language,
having talks like that. That's really neat.
Yeah, it was last year I just said one phrase on stage, and this year it was different. You didn't get a good 7 minutes of conversation. It's just we walked across the stage, and so I'm glad that I went to the guy. He was the same guy who
talked to him
in advance and was like, "Hey, I want you to ask a few questions." So
he was part of your skit.
He was totally part of my skit.
That was fun.
He was, and people in the crowd, I think they expected me to just say my name, but then when he asked me a question and I actually answered, that's when people were like, "Yay!" Like they were like, "Oh my God, she's really talking."
And that's what made it fun, because even though no one knew who I was, they still applauded for me. So they're so involved. Everybody's so nice and so it makes everybody feel good. But it's not easy going up on that stage. Yeah, I just walked. I couldn't imagine even talking. Yeah, so that was fun.
I would have to say one of the winners of cosplays, she did the Sansa wedding dress when she married Ramsay, remember?
Wow.
And she got on stage we were all kind of talking about it. They heard me talking to him saying, I want to say this on stage. I want to say. So then people started thinking, oh, I'm going to do this too. Right. Which is cool. I'm totally glad. She got up there and she was like, I'm Sansa Stark of Winter. She did the whole voice, the accent and everything. She did it really good. And she was like, this is my home and you cannot scare me. You know, like the way she did it, you cannot frighten me. She did it so without the mic, with conviction and a cross, and everybody was very quiet to hear her because they knew she was going to talk. Yeah, you know, and the Jon Snow. Oh, man, he was right in front of me. So when you see that, when I show it to you later, he was right in front of me. Man, that guy sewed his costume.
That was awesome.
That guy,
really good.
He made his sword. It wasn't pointed and hard, but he made a sword. He made the hilt. He made the armor on his costume. I really thought he should have placed. He was really impressive.
That was very impressive. That's what I mean, that there should be, I know this is a third year, but there should be different categories for different things.
I agree.
Because there was so many talented people with their costumes.
I agree.
You have to appreciate.
I think that just 3 winners and an honorable mention is probably not enough. At least not in the progressive years. I think that this is just getting started, and I know that they've probably had a growth of entries. And I think that having a professional winner, someone who's a professional seamstress, on a different level than an amateur entry. Having a first and second place maybe for professionals, and a first and second place for amateur.
Maybe even an age difference, because there were family there with kids.
Yes.
Maybe even an age difference.
Having a youth winner, the best youth winner, you know, having a few more, you know, options there.
So there's ideas to grow.
There definitely. And I think as we went from last year only having probably 80 entries to this year having like 180 entries.
Wow. And just
right. So by the time we, you know, they have 200 and 300 entries, hopefully they will grow the number of winners, because you know what's going to happen is people are going to be like, I can't compete against that seamstress who, you know, does the perfect stitch. I'm one of those people who can't compete against
someone
them.
who can order
who has the money to order the fabric from, you know, Europe, you know, or Japan or wherever she got it from.
Yeah, that was awesome. But
it was awesome. Please don't take any.
Here we go into, you know, local fabric store.
right. I don't have those kinds of. I mean, I spent enough just, you know, on the special pieces that we did do.
So with it growing,
there will be room for growth. I think there will be room for growth in the cosplay.
It was just so fun.
It was a wonderful experience. If you have never been to Con of Thrones or a Comic-Con, I don't know how other Comic-Cons are, because honestly, I don't go to all of them.
And the winners, their costumes were phenomenal.
They were. No doubt. First, second, and third place. Even honorable mention.
Wow, that was awesome.
For the mountain.
Yeah.
I mean, and believe me, there were so many good ones.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for the judge. I believe that's Red Sonja on Twitter, and Cersei, I believe her name is Cersei on Instagram, I'm not sure, but she is wonderful. She coordinated the photos. She's part of the judging.
That was fun.
She definitely remembered me from the year before. She was like very good upgrades, you know. She was awesome. So if you've never met her before, she is definitely to be commended. Along with her, I'm sorry, I forget her name. Very fun crowd
with the pictures.
Oh my gosh, she was so good about all of that. She's really good at coordinating, getting everybody together, and being flexible too. Because she'd be doing the Sansas, and we had a great Brienne this year, and a couple of them actually, but one that was really phenomenal. And she was like, "Can I get in with all of the Sansas?" And she was like, "Sure, why not?" You know. So let's just get in there. Let's do it too. You know.
Very fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it's a lot of pressure for judging.
Definitely.
Well, they did a good job.
How much time do we have? What time is it?
Yes, because we are going somewhere.
We're going somewhere. It's 5:24, so we have about 5 minutes to wrap it up. So before we do we want to stay talking about Jamie and stuff tomorrow, or do we want to talk about something different tomorrow?
Let's talk about
the actor experience,
the panels,
the panel experience. So we really focused a lot on cosplay today. So we're gonna come back hopefully tomorrow at noon. Try to do 30 minutes to an hour, and we're gonna talk about specifically Jane. 5 minutes, sweetheart. specifically Jamie, because he was his first time in a Con of Thrones, and there was some tears. There was some tears.
Yeah.
There was some tears. And I was really impressed by him.
I was too.
Bronn,
all of them.
Bronn was his second time, I think, maybe.
And the
he
extras.
was just a hoot. He was hilarious.
Andy and the gang were great.
Yes, Andy, the extras, and the extras were fabulous. They were fabulous. Really, I can't tell. We're definitely going to talk about them. And then Gilly. Gilly's been with us before. She's awesome. So, okay, well, we're wrapping it up because, should I say where we're going?
Yes.
We're going to the Rolling Stones concert.
Rolling Stones. We got the moves like Jagger.
Yes, we do. We're going to have some moves like Jagger. So, so thank you so much for joining us today. We will see you tomorrow. We hope you'll join us tomorrow. Again, noon Central Standard Time. Saz Rizas Buzdadis Costavor. A dragon's not a slave. Goodbye.